guys, and thank you so much for being here. So we're going to take a look and see what you don't know or you aren't seeing. This has to do with whatever situation that you're referring to in this reading. So could be in love, it could be just in your life, it could be in your career or a situation with family or home or whatever. It has to do with what you're not seeing about that situation, what you may not know about that situation that will be helpful in order to move in the direction for your highest good. Okay? So if all that made sense, I probably made that way more complicated than what it is. We're going to use the Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracles to get started. So I'm going to give these a quick shuffle here. And we're going to do 4 piles. So, pile 1, pile 2, and I'll turn these over in just a second, pile 3, and pile 4. Okay, so these are kind of different. These oracle cards they're a little bit, the artistry is really neat. So, be prepared. Some of them kind of scary. Okay, so pile 1 here, y'all have, number 27, Mind That Monkey. I literally just did a reading about one of the pick of cards. The sticker was a monkey. No lie. That's kind of crazy. Okay, so pile 2, y'all have number 41, Allow Anger. Oh boy. Okay. Now what I've gotten myself into in this title. Pile 3. Number 35, Honor Your Body as Friend. Okay. And pile 4. Number 25, Don Your Witch Hat. Okay. All right. So the meditation is there after this intro. If you want to take a second, take a deep breath and choose whichever pile you feel drawn to. Always remember that you're in control of this reading. You have the ability to click off at any time. You start to feel any kind of way you don't want to feel, just simply click off. Maybe it wasn't your message. Maybe you weren't meant to hear that message. Maybe there's not even a message here for you. You may get into a pile and it doesn't resonate. That's okay too. Maybe come to it at a later time or not at all. But you're still in control. Just keep that in mind to listen to your own intuition and use your own discernment. Okay? So timestamps for everything will be down below, and I will see you at your pile. Hey, pile 1. Okay, so what you don't know, what you're not seeing. Number 27 here, y'all chose Mind That Monkey. So I feel like there's something here that you may have been just trying to ignore. It's like your mind, like a monkey, trying to annoy you. Like there's something that's there, it keeps sparking, trying to, that thought keeps coming in your head and you keep telling yourself, don't think about that, or stop thinking about that. Or why is that thought even there, trying to shake something off here. Maybe at the point where you're trying to close out some kind of a cycle, perhaps for some of you. You maybe made a decision to focus on what aligns with you or, your present moment. And there's a thought that keeps popping in. Okay. I'm just going to go right into the tarot. And this is the Edgar Allan Poe tarot. Mind That Monkey. Some of you, this might have look at that. Some of you, this might have something to do with needing to find balance. Like curiosity getting carried away. Your curiosity getting carried away and needing to bring balance back to yourself. Okay, here we go. Pile 1. What are they not seeing? That came right on out. It's the Hierophant in reverse. It's Taurus energy. You have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. There's something about a lack mindset or being left out or overcoming some obstacles here that you're not seeing. You're not learning a lesson here around this. Overcoming some obstacles. This could be something financial for some of you, or like maybe perhaps you're not giving to yourself in the proper way, or you're over-giving of yourself in some way. But there's a lesson here pertaining to this Five of Pentacles that you're not learning. You have a Page of Pentacles in reverse. Hold on. You are procrastinating something here that it's like you've been working on it, you've been doing something, you've been doing this and been doing that, but you're not necessarily getting anywhere. It's because you're not utilizing the lessons whenever you learn them to begin with. Or they don't last. You have the Magician here in reverse. Got some Gemini and Virgo energies there. Give me one more. Yeah, the Two of Cups in reverse. For some of you, this might have to do with the contract or commitment that is not coming together or is being broken, or you're breaking one here. This could be even commitment you have to yourself here, but I feel like your curiosity here keeps kind of getting the better end of you. Or you keep putting something off. Like you want something, you have the tools for it, but for some reason you keep kind of putting it off. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. You're not... This is frustrating. This is frustrating, you guys. What in the hell? What are y'all doing here? Get it together. Why is the Hierophant in reverse? The Ten of Swords. You're not learning this lesson here. I'm sorry, I'm in some kind of a mood today. I think it's my transits, to be honest with you. Just had that conversation with my friend yesterday. I think that y'all are stuck in some kind of a cycle. I think that you're stuck in some kind of a cycle. I think that you have all the tools. It's like Spirit's giving you all these tools, which are the way of lessons, right? So they've given you all these tools, and you have all of them, but for some reason you can't get them together right. Like you lost the instructions, you're missing pieces, or you're just putting it off for a later time, which can be that Page of Pentacles in reverse, but you're not learning what you need to be learning here by putting them all together and manifesting what it is that you actually want. You know, staying true and committed to yourself with what this is that you want. Your curiosity gets the better of you. Mind that monkey. You know, your other things get the better of you here. I know I am very much aware that this reading could be very triggering for some of y'all. So, like I said, you're in control of that. Just click on off if you don't want to hear this, or if this is too triggering. Also know that this could be somebody that's very close to you that I'm reading. That you don't know this about what's going on with them. So keep that in mind too. Why is that Five of Pentacles in the reverse? Yep. The Tower. The Tower in reverse next to that Ten of Swords. This is like running away with his head here. You know, he's trying to keep it together. Just like this Tower here, trying to keep something together. But it's like the bare minimum of something when you're at a 5 when you could be at a 10. You see? Because there's something here that you're not learning. So you just kind of keep circling back to this. And back to it. Why is that Page of Pentacles here in reverse? Devil in reverse. You're putting the devil off. You're putting the devil off, guys. So Capricorn, Scorpio energy here. Devil in reverse is, you know this. Your intuition's already picking up on this. This is frustrating for a reader because it's like, you know what is going on. You know the significance of what's going on. You know that you keep like repeating some kind of pattern too. You also know that you're doing it. Like you're doing it, but you're just not choosing to correct it or to change anything. And I don't understand that. I don't know why that is, besides for the monkey, you know, curiosity or getting the better of you. Or do you remember that movie that's starting to pop in my head? what is that name in that movie with that girl? It's from like the 90s. She had that monkey that she found, and that monkey got her into so much trouble. I don't remember the name of that movie, but that was a good movie. Anyway, that just popped in my head. It's like there's this idea of something that just kind of keeps getting you into trouble in some way, or somebody. That devil in reverse, needing to break yourself free from that devil. You may have to face some kind of a fear here, some sort of reality. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This might have to do with not being good enough, or not being worthy, or not being where you want to be. Overcoming a fear of that in some way. Why is the Magician in reverse? The Hanged Man, Pisces energy. This is like a feeling of feeling stuck, so you should stay there. You know? Like, it's like you get to a point and then the fear kind of, what you're not seeing is that this fear's kind of getting the better of you about not being good enough, or not being, like, you are sabotaging yourself out of your own manifestations here. Because you get to this point here, and then it's almost like getting cold feet, and then feeling like there's nothing that you can, that you're not going to accomplish this. There's nothing that you can do, or you can't. Also, there's a fear here of, like, being looked at in a certain kind of way. Ooh, I just smelt like a real sweet, sweet dessert. Like a lemony smell or something. Anyway. The Eight of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, this is your blockage right here. And I think this has to do with you not feeling good enough about yourself. Or something to that nature. Okay, I'm going to look into it because I'm nosy. I'm just curious. I don't know what I'm looking for here. No, I don't want to use that. Let's use one of these. Definitely can't use that. What's the tea? Maybe a little bit too much. Okay, so these are the Revealing the Truth oracles. So let's see. What is this right here? Oh, that fell right on out of there. Noisy sound. Information overload, social media, and out of control. Can you give me one more about it? This blockage here for pile 1. What is it? Divine timing. Wrong time, right time, wait. You start to get overwhelmed here, and I think it causes you to procrastinate. You start to get overwhelmed. What are you being overwhelmed by? The Knight of Swords and the Three of Swords, both in reverse. This is kind of like, this is self-sabotage right here. Like, this is a runner energy. This is like when you, right before you get what it is that you, or if you're doing good, or right before you get what it is that you need, you got to self-sabotage it. Because there's a part of you deep down that feels undeserving in some way. Now, what that is, I don't think we have time for this reading. For me to dig deep enough to tell you what exactly that is. But there is something here that has gone on in your life that creates this noisy energy in your mind that causes you to have delays in your life and being able to find your own abundance, or maybe independence, or or sense of security or comfort. It creates a blockage here. The devil's playing against you here. Why is that Two of Cups in the reverse? The Two of Pentacles in reverse. This is dropping the ball here on a relationship, a contract, commitment. Dropping the ball here on this. Not prioritizing things. Your priorities aren't in the right place to maybe take on a relationship, or your priorities aren't right or in the right place to fulfill that commitment or that contract in some way. Okay, well, can you give me some... I don't want to keep on this because you know where you're at here. This isn't what you don't know. This is what you don't know. So can I have some advice for this blockage for pile 1 when it comes to this manifest? What does your manifestation look like? Let's look at that. What would the Magician be? What's the outcome of that? The High Priestess in reverse. And that Queen of Pentacles. This is about you not having to, I feel like this has to do with you not having to think so much about everything and being just in a comfortable place where you don't have to ever go into like overthinking or panic or being worried about what's coming or whatever the case. You know, it's like you want to be more in this Queen of Pentacles energy, male or female. It's just like where you feel good about yourself. You're like, you feel like you're very comfortable where you are. You know, you have enough to support not only you but others, and you're nurturing and giving and loving and all, you know, all these things because you have the time, you have the energy, and this may be what you're wanting or looking for, but you keep sabotaging it because of this. So tell me how to heal this. What does pile 1 need to know about this blockage that's here? No kidding. Y'all, look at that. Look at that. It's the monkey. It's the Knight of Wands. Okay. Tell me about this Knight of Wands. The Seven of Cups. Oh, this is going to be a... Okay, hold on. Let me just see if I can soften this up a little bit. Because it's kind of harsh the way that's coming out. You have a Ten of Cups that's here. In this Ten of Cups, which is one of my favorites, it actually shows the devil on the outside of what? Her barrier. And to me, this is like the Empress that's sitting here and growing. She's in her garden. She has all of her cups. She's happy where she is. She has boundaries up when it comes to the devil. So not allowing the devil to get into what you're trying to grow here. And that Knight of Wands is that devilish energy, that monkey that you're trying to mind your monkey. Look at him. He's out of control. When will I ever get to say that again, you know? Why is the Seven of Cups here? The Knight of Cups in the reverse. Some of y'all may be kind of all over the place. Maybe even when it comes to your options that you have, when it comes to love, when it comes to what you really want in your life, what you really want in your life. I think some of y'all don't even have a grasp of what you really desire. But this is a very chaotic, scattered feeling, energy. And it's basically like figure out, keep the devil, which is the Knight of Wands here for me. Keep that chaotic energy, that impulsiveness, all of that curiosity getting the better of you here, all of that energy. The Knight of Wands is someone that gets into trouble because they act out of their impulses. So whatever those impulses are that you're experiencing, it's saying you need to keep that devil out of your garden of what you're trying to grow here so that you can get to what you're really wanting and get over this hump of this repetitive cycle that you keep repeating. Also, with this Seven of Cups and this Knight of Cups in reverse, when we have June the 20th, June the 17th, June the 22nd on the ground, give me one more for that. The Ace of Wands in the reverse. There is this, I'm just going to be honest, guys. I mean, I've been truthful this whole reading, so why stop now? But I feel like your focus, you need to realign your focus. You're in kind of like a la kind of a feeling or land, or it's like you're looking at, maybe some of you, I think, maybe more focused on your love interest, what's going on in your love life, you know, and it may not be getting anywhere, going anywhere, or something like that, or something that's there that keeps kind of it's like a fantasizing, you know, about things. Or this can be like escapism here, you know. You have something here that you just kind of escape off into that delays your effort, your hard work. You're like Ace of Swords in reverse. This is what you're not seeing right here. It's just delaying you. It's keeping you kind of stuck. You're needing to refocus. Yeah, you need to shift your energy here. This Eight of Wands energy. Shift your energy. Ten of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. You need to shift your energy to the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Cups is great, right? As a card, when you see the Ten of Cups and the Knight of Wands, that can be going towards something impulsively, like a temporary fulfillment. Because the Knight of Wands is temporary. He's just very impulsive. He goes after whatever he feels like is going to make him happy in the moment. That's why he never stays anywhere fully. And that Ten of Cups is like just going towards those momentary fulfillments or bliss. But the Ten of Cups isn't going to last, right? It's not realistic. You need to shift your focus here to this Ten of Pentacles if this is what you're wanting, which is safety, security, your foundation, your abundance, family, you know, what's most important. This is shifting your direction here. With that Queen of Pentacles, if that's really ultimately what you want, where you have, you know, you're in a place to where you have peace, you don't have as many worries or fears or anxieties, you have to redirect your focus. Redirect your focus. Control that monkey. The Hermit in the reverse. I know I'm going to get some comments on that. What advice am I going to get you? I just came to a halt. Redirect your focus. Let's get a message card from Spirit. What advice do you have for Pile 1 about this? What advice do you have for Pile 1 about this? Change is coming, number 7. I'm here to guide you through this exciting transformation. This is a time of joyous opportunities. So, we get opportunities all day long. Some of them we miss. Some of them we reject. But we still get them. Okay? We'll get opportunities. Change is inevitable, right? Number 7 is about being in alignment, too. So, when you get these opportunities, you want to be in alignment. You want to be where you're meant to be. Could you... Like, it's kind of like thinking about, you know how they always say, like, you meet somebody too soon in your life, like you're not ready to meet that person, you're not where you are, and that can cause issues, or you just wait till later, and you may, you know, reintroduce when you're in a different area or time in your life, and it goes differently. It's just like, when these opportunities come towards you, you want to be in alignment with them so that they'll go accordingly towards that joyous transformation. You know? Okay, so what other advice do you have? We have number 1, all in perfect timing. This is it. It's time to take action now. I will be here to help you every step of the way. That's 2 cards that talk about them being here to help you. So you got some guidance there. And then you have number 19, make a decision. Are you choosing to prioritize yourself or another in the situation? Accept divine guidance, pointing you towards your own joy. You deserve it. Justice only comes when you feel you deserve it. That's another thing. We can be handed justice all the time. Like, oh, you know, justice is playing out. You could ask for it and get it and then ignore it or give it away, you know. I mean, justice is in your hands in this situation. You have to make a decision to what it is that you're wanting to prioritize within yourself. And you may be in a situation too where you have other people that are really pulling you away from those priorities or from that goal or from that manifestation that you want. And you have to be able to see that and recognize that you need to prioritize yourself here. Now, I'm not talking about others being like people that rely on you, right? I'm talking about others, just this devilish energy here that keeps distracting you. It's a distraction, the devil. Everything the devil's going to ever give you is temporary. It's a temporary distraction to distract you off of your path of, you know, purpose, of joy in your life, joy for others. Anyway, okay, so let's get some initials to close. Sorry guys, I'm interrupting myself so I can read y'all this portion of the book because I feel like it's really important, okay? It says, the monkey mind is part of the psyche that can turn your enthusiasm and bravery upside down. He is the trickster that chants words of not enough into your ears. He sends your gifts and talents. He says your gifts and talents will never be enough. Your ideas and plans are a waste of time, and you won't amount to anything. If you dare to act on the bravest dreams, he is the one accusing you of being a fraud, an imposter, like an intimidating parent or a disapproving teacher. All he has to do is cast a glaze at your creative spark, and you shriek, convinced that you'll never be enough. So you hide your gifts, or worse, refuse to develop them. God, this is y'all's reading so much. Suffer his tricks too long in your creative downs in doubt. You're being invited right now to question your thoughts and search for a monkey mind in their mindest. Are you listening to thoughts that match your true sparkling nature, or ones that pull your sparkle down into the depths of lostness? Only you can choose whom to listen to. Okay, I'm going to leave you there. This was a little bit different than what I was anticipating. I came up with this title, and then I was thinking, I don't know how that's going to go. But, I mean, because it can go any way and every way, right? Okay, so first we have, if you never try, you never know. Then the camera, so memories coming up, being nostalgic, that can leave us stuck in things too. With certain, you know, even with people in our lives, let's just say we hang out with a group of people in our lives and those are our friends and everything else. Of course, when you get older, that kind of fades and you connect, or you should, with people. You get deeper and deeper connections, right? But you realize when time goes by and things change in your life and things change in other people's lives, you may not resonate with those people anymore. You may get to where you kind of want to pull yourself away from that and go in a different direction, you know, and that's okay. But the nostalgia can keep you in a situation or in a place for longer than what you need to be, for sure. You have be kind. You have be a nice human. Choose happy. Smile to the world. And y'all have the strawberry, which I love the strawberry. It always makes me feel like something good's coming for you. So we have S-E-U, M or W, O, P, and R. Okay. So I'm going to leave y'all right here. So thanks so much, guys, for being here. Thanks for all your love and support and kindness. I hope this helps. Good luck, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, Paul 2. So if you chose number 41, now this card says allow anger. I want to say right off the bat, now we're talking about what you don't know or what you can't see. And I feel like there's been some sort of significant changes that have taken place in your life that you are upset about. You are angry, but I feel like you've been trying not to be. I feel like you've been holding on to some anger here, and I'm afraid for y'all because that can turn into a resentment, which can just break a hole right through you, you know. I do feel like that there's maybe some starting over energy here for some of you, having to start over. You're still carrying some sort of significant anger around this. Okay, so let's see what we can get into here with y'all, and I'm going to get right into the tarot. We are going to use the Spellcaster's Tarot for y'all. So, allow anger. What is it that you're not seeing or that you need to know? What is it that you're not seeing or you don't know? What is it that you're not seeing? Pile 2. What is it that you're not seeing or you don't know? One more. What is it that you're not? One more. Trying to run away from me here. What is it that you're not seeing or you don't know? The deck was literally trying to run away from me. What is it that you're not? That's what I feel like with you. Like you're running away from this feeling of anger. Let's see. You know, it's okay to be angry. 5 of Wands in the reverse. King of Swords. Yeah, that's the energy that I think that you're in. You may have gotten some kind of a message here or something to do with the message or seeing something or feeling like a certain kind of way. We're going to get into it. And you're trying to just be logical here, but I think that you're holding back. Aquarius, Cancer, the 8 of Swords in the reverse, Chariot in reverse. You're definitely holding back here. I feel like you're just trying to get out of your head and not think about this, but I do feel like that's impossible. The 3 of Pentacles. I'm going to go ahead and get the clarifiers while I'm talking, but I do feel like for some of you this might have to do with some sort of commitment here, or this could have to do with something to do with work. You're trying to not let something bother you, trying to let it roll off your back here, and I feel like that's going to catch up with you, and I feel like that's what you're not seeing. Tell me about that Page of Pentacles in the reverse. The 5 of Swords. There's some sort of conflict here for some of you, something that was said or done or something you didn't expect, some kind of conflict here, maybe even a betrayal. Tell me about that 5 of Swords, please. The 7 of Cups in the reverse. Definitely something I feel like you didn't expect. Something that you weren't even imagining at all that happened here. That King of Swords. Yeah, 3 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about this energy here. You're just like sitting on your throne. You're like, well, it is what it is. And you're just trying to kind of heal and move on or forgive and move past it. But I don't think that you have. Chariot in reverse. Yeah, the Knight of Wands in reverse. There's the frustration and there's the anger under the surface there. And I think, honestly, until you kind of take a look at this and at least acknowledge it, I think that moving towards any kind of future here as far as in a positive direction, I feel like is not necessarily going to be the case. Why is this 8 of, even if you're feeling that way, I don't think it's there. 8 of Swords in the reverse. A Queen of Pentacles. I think you're just finding stability with telling yourself that, like, there isn't anything else that you can do in the situation. But there's anger here. It's so underneath the surface, like the Two of Swords. Staying committed to a decision that was made is something that's here. And I don't know necessarily if this was y'all's decision that was made. It could have been someone else's, but I do feel like that there is underlining anger there, that you're, what is this about with this Five of Swords and this Seven of Cups in the reverse? Something you did not see this coming. There's an ending. I'm telling you. There's an ending here that you feel like wasn't fair. But I also feel like that because maybe you don't have all the information here, there are a lot of like illusions that are going into play about like just your mind going off into possibilities of why something came to an end, someone else's betrayal, how they betrayed, when they betrayed, why they betrayed, doing something behind your back, whatever that is that caused this conflict. There's a lot of emotions that are there that aren't fully being like looked at or addressed. There's this feeling of let's just move on and get over it. Queen of Wands, you may have just tried to move on to someone else even and just get over it, like, or someone did that with you. And this is what you're trying to just leave behind. In this situation, someone did that to the other, or that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to just kind of move on to someone else, but it's not helping. For some of you, you may not be moving on to someone else. You're just trying to focus on the good qualities that someone has and forgive them because of those good qualities or because of who they are or something like that. Yeah, the Eight of Cups. I think some of y'all are trying to just emotionally detach from someone by moving on to something else. If it's not you, someone did this to you, and it's there. It's still there. The anger of it is still there. Its anger is the emotion. Why is the Knight of Wands in the reverse with the Chariot? Yeah, the Three of Cups. There was third party energy here in some way, shape, or form. Or again, this is you trying to like you're relying on your friends or your family, you're relying on other connections to try to help you to move past what has happened. And I feel like that's just going to put you right into a bind. I don't know. I feel like somebody's trying to act like they're not upset, but they are. Why is this is like being codependent on other energies to help you to get through the scattered feelings that you feel in this situation. But it's a temporary fix. Why is that Queen of Pentacles with that Eight of Swords in the reverse? Yeah, the Ten of Swords in the reverse. I don't think this is an ending that you wanted. I think this is an ending that you're having to take because I think it was somebody else's choice. Or someone made a choice that you had to end things here. So take it how it resonates, okay? Because there's different ways of seeing this. Yeah, the Five of Cups. Some kind of commitment. A decision was made to leave a commitment in the cold. Leave a commitment. There's a disappointment around this. What advice do you have for... some of you, this is being angry that you had to make the decision that you had to make. And for some of you, this is being angry because someone else made a decision that you can't do anything about. And I think you're trying to be in this stone cold energy And there's a song by Lady Antebellum that says, it's called Cold as Stone. I can't remember the lyrics, but I don't know, that just popped in my head. Anyway, you're trying to be like stone cold here, like this King of Swords is, when it comes to this Three of Swords. But you're doing that here by either being very, very confident in yourself and moving forward, or, you know, indulging into someone else or some other situations here in order to emotionally detach. But you're still passionate about this experience. You're still angry about it. And what advice do you have for pile 2 about that? What they need to know? The Six of Cups. You have memories here. The Ace of Cups. Tell me about that Six of Cups. What in the... Oh, that's somebody's dog. It's my neighbor's. Okay. Two of Cups. I don't know what... No, that's a lot of... There's a lot of... I mean, my God, if we don't see the Lovers, you know. What do you need to know about this? I mean... Oh, this is going to be so hard to translate. There's a lot of emotion involved in whatever this was that came to an end. There's a lot of love here. There's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of memories. It's on both parts. It's not just on your part. Why is the Ace of Cups here? Death. This is like the kind of love that changes you, you know, that transforms you. Why are you showing me this? What is this? How is this advice? The Four of Cups in reverse. All these are cups. Page of Swords in the reverse. I think this has to do with being honest with yourself about the love that you have here, or I need more information. I don't understand this as far as advice. The Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Pentacles in this card's so weird to me because she doesn't look very happy. But the Nine of Pentacles is meant to be happy. The Nine of Wands is not. This is having a really hard time being on your own. Doing something on your own, fighting on your own. There's something to do with this situation, and it needed to come to an end because there's something here that you're having to do, you need to do on your own. I know that sounds harsh, but this is what you're not seeing. Okay, so sorry. What does that mean, though, with this? What does that have to do with anger? The Seven of Pentacles. Oh. Because I think you put a lot of time or energy, or you feel like you put a lot of time or energy into this, or you've been really patient here, and now you feel like you're on your own. And I think that's kind of where the anger is coming from. But what you don't understand or see is that you're needing to do something, or you're needing to be on your own. Why? The King of Wands. Finding some sort of purpose or building something on your own is important here. I don't know where you are in your life, okay, or what this is meaning to you guys, but there's this idea of like being allowed to be angry about a situation that you didn't want to come to an end, but you felt like it was needed or somebody else's choice, and having to settle with that. But what you're not seeing is there is love in that situation. There was love here, and this was a love that was meant to change or transform you in some sort of way. And at this particular time here, you're meant to be on your own, because you're meant to understand where your purpose is, where your direction is. And for whatever reason, in the situation that you were in, you weren't seeing that or getting that. Why is that? Why weren't you? Why couldn't you do this with this person? The Justice. It wouldn't be fair. Why would it not be fair? The Six of Pentacles. It wouldn't be fair. Again, it wouldn't be balanced. Someone was more so giving to you, or I feel like this took away your King of Pentacles and King of Wands energy, Leo energy. I think it took away from your enthusiasm, your desire, your push, because you had some sort of codependency here with someone. I don't know who this is. This could be, it could be anybody, but there is a codependency here. Being left on your own, even though you are very angry and upset and hurt with the situation being what it is. And I don't see any other third-party energy here besides this one where perhaps for some of you, you're trying to just move on and focus on someone or something else. But there's this understanding that by being on your own here, you're needing to, because there's this lesson that you're needing to learn. This is difficult. This is really difficult to build something on your own, or to be something on your own. And with having this other energy there, whatever it was keeping you from feeling that desire or that push or that need or that want, to build yourself up to this King of Wands, which your purpose is there. It's meant to be. This could be like a leader. You could be a leader. You could be an entrepreneur. You could be like someone that's, I don't know, you just have this significant drive about you, maybe even to where you're leading or affecting others in some way. But with this soul contract that's here, it was never meant to hurt you. It was meant to, that there was a lesson there or something there that's meant to kind of help you in some way. But it wasn't. It was taken away from you, or the dynamic was. So there was a choice that was made. Let me see what this is. I hope you are sticking with me with this. Wheel of Fortune. The Hierophant in reverse. Yeah, this has been something that was fated to not come together. This is something that was fated to, this Hierophant in reverse. There was meant to be a lesson that was here, that was learned. This may have been something to do with going against your morals or values or ideas, or something to do with this. For some of you in this dynamic, you may have let go of what your values are or what your goals are or something like that. The Empress in reverse. This could have been someone that relied on you. This could have been someone that was attached to you, relied on you in some kind of way. This is a motherly energy here with this Empress. Mother, wife, Hierophant. This could have been someone you felt obligated to in some sort of way, okay? Libra, Taurus, double Taurus there. Ten of Cups, this could be family. It was family. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse. They were always like, this is always some kind of a setback. I know this reading sounds really bad the way it's coming out, but I don't mean it to. I don't know who this is in your life or who it was in your life or whatever the circumstance, but it's already came to an end. Something came to an end, and it was a choice that was made. You're part of theirs. So it's already happened, right? It's just you're needing to release the emotions that you have about that and understand that it was meant to change you and transform you. What was it meant to, like, what's the death? What is death here? The Seven of Swords in reverse. It was meant to make you, I mean, I want to say that's like being more honest with or authentic to who you are. It was a relationship here in your life. That's that Six of Cups that comes into play. So that's somebody that you feel very like homey with, you know. I don't know why that wouldn't come out, but anyway. So you feel more authentic, or you can be your authentic self with that person. It's a relationship that helps that to come out in you. But if there was an imbalance there, if it wasn't equal, if someone was giving more than the other, then it kept you in a place to where you weren't able to do what you need to do. So something happened here. What happened here in this? With Tower in reverse, okay? And the Strength card, which I'm going to have to cover. So Scorpio and Leo energy. Is this something that's going to come back around or something? The King of Cups in the reverse. Well, that doesn't really answer me. Scorpio energy. The Five of Pentacles in the reverse. I think for some of you, eventually this situation will come back around in some way. But it won't be until you get to a better emotional space. This Tower in reverse is what happened here. There was some sort of an avoidance. Avoiding some sort of complete destruction or tower. Someone made a choice to try to avoid something. It was causing them to have to be internally strong. King of Pentacles is here. Somebody like had to put their foot down here to try to avoid some total destruction in some way. And that's something that I feel like was very difficult. Yeah, the Page of Cups. Boy, everybody's just showing it all on these cards. This was out of sympathy or out of compassion or empathy. The Sun is here at the bottom. The High Priestess in reverse. There's someone here that made a choice feeling as if they were making the choice, like the right choice on the lighter side. That if something was to continue in a certain way, it would have eventually led to someone's destruction. And so there was this empathetic energy around making a choice before that occurred or happened. Leo energy. Okay. Let's get some advice. Let's get some advice for Paul. So basically, what'd you get from this reading? Well, you're not meant to be with somebody right now or be in this situation right now. because it was the way that it was giving to you was keeping you stuck or keeping you from being able to play out the role that you're meant to play out at this time. That's not to say that this is something that won't come back around, but it will only come back around whenever you're in a better emotional place, if you want it to. If you want it to. Advice about this for pile 2. Get your power back. Now that's yes, that's what I'm saying. The 13 is that death and tarot, Scorpio energy. You have forgotten who you are. You are a child of the divine, so take back your power. Yeah, something was keeping you, like enabling you in some kind of way, right? Give me one more. Now you have number 38. Yes, you are correct. You have listened to your inner guidance and made a wise choice. Keep moving forward. So that's what I'm saying. You are not in the wrong energy at this time. You are in the right energy. You need to release this anger that you feel here. Let me pull a card for that, actually. It's okay to admit that you are angry, that you are upset for how things worked out, but it helps if you better understand why they worked out like they did. So I hope this helps you to better understand that so that you can get your power back from the situation. Conflicting desires. This is 38 too, so you have 2 38s here. When the choice is hard, follow your heart. Your desires will stop fighting each other against each other. So this may have been in a situation here where you felt like your desires were always fighting against, the situation of what you wanted and what you needed, perhaps. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Let's get some charms. Okay, guys, sorry I'm interrupting. I'm going to throw this in here because I didn't do it and I feel like I need to, but it says the angel fire is fuel for charge. Too little fire and we risk becoming listless and depressed. Too much and we risk our peace of mind being consumed by wrath or worse, bitterness. The invitation in this moment is to find a creative power in your anger. Anger is the sacred fire denied to many of us. We're encouraged to be compliant and agreeable, even when it's not in our best interest. What change can you invite? What injustice can you transform into justice through giving anger its voice? Allow sacred fire to have its space. Feed what is no longer vital into the fire so that it can be reborn into new life. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here. Okay. So I hope this makes sense. I hope this helps. These are coming out weird. I hope they're helpful. But they are coming out different question, I guess. So we have the lime, so being something that's bittersweet, right? Or that's bitter ending, bittersweet. Smile to the world. If you never try, you never know. We have don't worry about the things that you can't control. Yeah, for some of you, this was just a decision that you had to make or that someone had to make. That wasn't very cash money of you. You may feel bad about it. Or you're angry, still about like that person, that they did that or whatever. And then you have feeling good like I should. You have two R's actually. B, D, Y, F, Z, no Z. I don't know why I said Z, but there you go. And O. Came out of nowhere. It's just popped right out of my mouth. Body is here. Maybe you need to focus on your body right now. Or focus on, yourself. Ford is there too, just so you know. Brody is in the bowl. Alright, I'm going to leave y'all right here. So thank you so much for being here. Thanks for all your love and support and kindness. Of course, hope this helps. Dadgummit. Just can't help myself but mess that up. Alright, guys. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, pile 3. So if you chose number 35, honor your body as friend. Okay, so this is supposed to be about what you're not seeing, perhaps what you just don't see. With this, 35 could be relevant here, but also feel like that this is kind of different from what the card actually says to me, with the number 35 being there. Honor your body as a friend. I feel like you may be being somewhat hard on yourself, especially pertaining to whatever effort you're putting into something. Like there's something to do with body being like the physical for me. So whatever physical effort you're putting into something or doing, it's like you're judgmental of yourself, or you're just having a hard time honoring yourself in that way. Okay. There's also this like understanding of how far that you've come that you're not perhaps honoring. By the way, I realize now after getting into this reading that these are going to be some triggering messages. So I'm probably going to put a trigger warning on this reading. So I don't know if it'll get very many views, but I'm going to be as honest as I can. Of course, my delivery will be as graceful as I possibly can. So I'm not trying to trigger you guys, but I am going to be honest about what I'm seeing. And sometimes I can't be for sure how exactly that's going to come out to y'all, because I don't know what the situation exactly is. So remember, you're always in control of this reading. You don't have to listen to this. Definitely, don't do that to yourself if you start to feel any kind of way that's something that is not, you're not ready to hear, or you don't want to hear it, or it's maybe it's not about you, Simply click off of the reading, please. This is not meant to hurt you in any kind of way. It's meant to help you, okay? With that being said, oh, and this is the Alice in Wonderland Tarot. So you have the Star, Aquarius energy. So what it is that you actually believe in yourself. What are you telling yourself here about what it is that you're working on, or how you're doing, or the effort you're putting into something? There's that 3 of Pentacles there. The commitment that you're making to yourself. You have the 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. This feels like letting yourself off the hook for something. Like, I feel like a lot of pressure in y'all's reading. Like you're putting a weight or pressure on yourself, and I don't think you're recognizing how that's actually hurting you. It's not helping you. It's not making you want to put forth the effort. Even though mentally you may be telling yourself like these certain kind of things, it's not coming across in a way that's helpful. And letting yourself off the hook. That's the 5 of Pentacles, not the 4 of Pentacles. But I mean, it's the same concept. It's just the energy that's part of this. So, but this is like getting yourself moving in a positive direction. And I think that you're doing that. And look, we have 3-5 here. 35. With the Star. That's pretty awesome. You are growing, you are building, you are getting somewhere. And I think it's important to remember that, to allow yourself to see that. You have Justice. Yeah. It's important to be fair with yourself. That's what I'm feeling. When we can, let's just say we have goals that we're trying to meet, and it could be a project that we're working on. And to us, we're in it every day, all day, and we're working on this project, and we're trying to get somewhere, and we're doing something. But to us, we don't see the progress as much as someone outside of us that maybe has been gone for a while, and they come in and they're like amazed by all the efforts that you put into something. And you're like, well, I mean, it's because it's not where exactly you want to be or where you want it to be. But you're not giving yourself that justice, by saying, wow, I really have came a long way. I am good. I am getting somewhere. Let's what this is. Yeah, the 9 of Cups in reverse. You're not giving yourself that sympathy. You're not giving yourself compassion. How can you expect that from others if you can't give it to yourself? You know, everything that we ask of others, how can we expect that from everyone else if we don't even give that to ourselves? Why is this star here? You have two cards. You have the Hermit and you have the Queen of Wands. This is where this confidence comes in, okay? This Queen of Wands energy. The Hermit's Virgo, some Gemini. No Gemini. Sagittarius. Could be Gemini because I said it, I guess, right? Why is this Three of Pentacles here? This is where it's saying basically you're needing to really go deep within and recognize your own confidence. Like you need to reward your own confidence. Again, you may be expecting others to do that in a way, to see it, to recognize it. But if you're not seeing it and recognizing it yourself, give back, patting yourself on the back, you know, rewarding yourself for things. Just seeing your goals and achievements. I think it's really important here. Because sometimes we have to boost up our own confidence in ourselves. You know, we can't just rely on that from others. Why is this Three of Pentacles here? The Six of Swords. You've really been working, I feel like, really hard to try to get to a better place, to get to a calmer place, and I think that you're just not recognizing it. I think that you haven't stopped and took a minute, took a breath, and thought to yourself, where was I back then? Where was I in the beginning? How far have I came? I don't think that you've really grasped it or acknowledged it. Some of you haven't even realized that you are in a better place. Why is this Five of Pentacles in the reverse? Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. It's like not ever being satisfied. You know, it's like meeting a goal but not ever rewarding yourself or being satisfied or being happy about that goal and just moving right on to the next goal. And we can't do that. You know, that's going to put us in a place where nothing's ever good enough. We're never really satisfied or really happy in our lives. Like we have to be able to, if we have a goal and we meet that goal, we need to celebrate. You know, we need to tell ourselves what a great job we did. We need to do that with ourselves. Okay, let's see what this is. It just came out in a hurry. Four Wands, the Two of Cups in reverse, the Eight of Wands in reverse, and the Lovers. Some of y'all may be recovering here from something that made you feel unwanted or rejected. Maybe for some of you, you weren't chosen or someone wasn't willing to put in any work here with you, like you weren't worth the effort. I think maybe for some of you, something happened here with you that made your pride or ego.
So excited to become a model on our company.
Okay, awesome.
So excited
Okay.
to buy everything.
Well, I don't know about that, but okay.
But that's what model do.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I think for some of you, look at these cards here. Can y'all see these okay? Because I need y'all to look at the imagery. So let me get them to where I know that y'all can see them. Y'all know how I am about my cards. I'm very OCD with my cards. Okay. Yep, y'all can see them. Look at her here. She's sitting here. This is the Four of Wands.
Dad, with the dogs in?
No, not yet. I just let them out.
I did that.
Anyways, he's getting too comfortable with opening that door just randomly. The Four of Wands, this is about you sitting here. You have a house of cards behind you. There's something to do with you being in your space, in a good place, feeling like you're at peace with the situation. But this is something I feel like that was built on not so solid ground to begin with. And you have this house of cards here. I feel like for some of you, you took a risk or you played you played like a scenario out, something that you felt like may have not been the most stablest situation, but you took a chance on something, and whatever this was, and it's something that did not play out in the way that you anticipated for it to. And I think within that dynamic, some of y'all, whatever this is, you may have not been chosen. You see how the queen is telling him to go, you know? And then the girl's there patting him on the back, like, it's okay. Like, he's bringing in these. She was so mean to him, remember? Nope, that's not good enough. So, for some of you, you may have felt like someone in a dynamic or in a partnership, or even this could even be a work environment. You thought you were doing good, you thought you felt good, and then there's something here that made you feel like that you weren't deserving of the effort, or you weren't being acknowledged for your effort in some sort of way. Whatever that is for you guys. And so you've kind of had to rebuild your confidence here, but you're forgetting, you're just being so hard, I feel like, on yourself, that you're forgetting to remember how far you've come. Why is justice here? There it is again. 8 of Wands in reverse. It's like you're delaying your own justice. You're delaying your own reward. You're delaying your own benefit of it. It's frustrating. All these readings have been kind of frustrating, I feel like. It's the last time I asked this question, you know. What do you need to know you're not seeing? Okay, that popped over when I said that. It's the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. With that Knight of Cups in reverse. It's like saying, I'm just fated not to get what I want. I'm just fated not to be rewarded for what I'm putting out. You know, there's just like this idea of fate not being on your side, or being in just a bad energy, like being tainted in some kind of way, or cursed in some kind of way. Did I hear that? There's just this feeling of this here, that you're almost kind of settling for. You know, you're on that, look at that, they're on that wheel, like a hamster wheel. You're like continuing to be on this hamster wheel, but you're not giving yourself, you're not rewarding yourself. I mean, let's just say, this is why this is so frustrating, okay? Let me just say this. What if you worked for somebody and you were that person was constantly telling you, you know, get off your butt, do this, do that, put in effort, do this, do that. And you're like working your booty off, you know, trying to keep up with this. And you're constant, like every time you sit down, you got to get back up. You got to do something. You got to do this. You're adding this to it. You're spending this much time. You're doing that. And then your boss tells you it's not good enough. It's not good enough. You're not good enough. You need to do more. You need to do more. You need to get up. You need to do more. And this is you talking to yourself. Do you understand why that's frustrating? Like, how long would you put up with that? And how miserable would that be if that was your boss doing that to you? And never telling you, hey, you did a good job on this. I'm proud of you, you know, or not that they have to, you know, God knows. But that was just a scenario, because it's basically like you talking to yourself. It's like you're always being down on yourself in some sort of way for not being good enough. And I think that there's like a situation here where someone just didn't really want to put in any effort. You may have been in a relationship with someone that was just, you know, being lazy when it came to putting out any effort for you, and was giving you the bare minimum. And that made you feel unworthy or not good enough, or that you needed to give more to yourself. And those are good things, that you need to give more to yourself, but not in that negative self-talk kind of way. I think some of you may have just got stuck into that, and now you're constantly like kicking your own butt, you know, and it's okay to do that a little bit when you're down, but it's not okay when you have been putting the effort out and you have been trying really hard. I mean, I'm just as guilty of this myself, guys. Ace of Cups is here. This is self-love. This is giving yourself some love. Also, not relying on it from anyone else. You know, not waiting for someone else to see the efforts that you've been putting into everything. You don't need that. You need that love from yourself. You need that nurture and care from yourself. You need that pat on the back for yourself. Because I can tell you, nobody in this world's going to know how much effort you put into something outside of you. You are the one that's going to know more than anybody else how much and how hard something has been and was and is. You have death at the bottom of the deck because I feel like something has got to change here. This has got to come to an end. This, you know, the way that you're expressing yourself here to yourself. I'm going to pull some of these real quick. We have Taurus, Sagittarius, Virgo, Aquarius. Some Scorpio at the bottom of the deck. Libra's here as well. All the fixed signs are out. The World, or the Wheel of Fortune. What am I missing? Anything I'm missing here for pile 3 that they need to know they aren't seeing? Curiosity, imagination, try, and desire. What do you mean for that? Curiosity, being curious. Sunset. Lost loved one, memories, elder, and night falls. Bottom of the deck says rest. Pause, journey, and new beginning. I think that some of y'all need to sit back and take a break out of trying. Like you have this try here with curiosity, trying, constantly trying. Some of y'all, there's a different reason behind what you're doing. And it doesn't have to do with doing something for yourself. It has more to do with doing something to prove something to somebody else or because of someone else. And I think your mindset is in the right place, but your heart is not. It needs to be focused more on you and yourself and doing it for yourself and just for you. That's why you're having, I feel like, such a hard time with feeling like you're not being rewarded, or you still feel like you need to push. Because I think for some of you, like you're still waiting for that validation from something else or someone else. I think it's this past situation that's kind of creating a blockage when it comes to your own success and your own joy and happiness, really, for being where you are. And you're needing to take a break from that, or take a pause from that, or not think about that. Okay, I want to see what that means, or what kind of advice I can get. What kind of advice can you tell them about this? The Six of Cups in reverse. There it is, right there. That is something that you're still holding on to of the past from someone that has damaged you emotionally. Like it's just, it hurt you, it damaged you. The Two of Wands in the reverse. Because this is what happens. You have this mindset, right, where you want to prove, like you're trying to prove something, or it's because of this situation that you want to make yourself better in some kind of way or whatever. But you're not doing it for the right reasons, or you're not doing it solely for yourself, you know? And then you get to going, but then you start to feel a little defeated because you're not getting any kind of, you're not feeling any better. Well, you're not feeling any better because you're just keep pushing and pushing, and you're constantly not going to feel like you're good enough because you're not getting that validation that you wanted from that past experience that you never got. You're still not getting the validation that you're wanting. You're like projecting your future and your situation of what you need from the past experience. And you're never being satisfied. So what happens is you say, you know what, screw it, and you give up or you just let it go, and then you go backwards. And not everybody's going backwards, but you know what I mean? Like at some point you start to feel sorry for yourself, or you start to feel like you're overworked and underpaid. You know, it's just like this feeling of where you start to feel negative. Well, it's because you haven't looked at yourself and said anything good to yourself about anything. I mean, anybody would start to feel negative in that situation. Honestly, feel like here for a lot of you, whatever this past experience is, it's really took a toll on your confidence. And I think you just really just ultimately want to get that back, but you need to just do it for yourself. Can you tell me about advice on that, doing that for themselves? The Nine of Cups in reverse. Doing it for your own happiness. It's the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. If you're not doing it for yourself, you're never going to ever reach that goal like you want if you're not doing it for yourself. There's a story like that, about that. Anyway, if it comes to mind, I'll share. But what advice do you have? The High Priestess. Pisces energy. Listen to your higher self. What advice do you have? Judgment in reverse. Stop judging yourself here. Queen of Cups in reverse, and you need to show yourself some more love. Show yourself some more love. Okay. Ace of Wands in reverse. That's what I'm talking about. That Ace of Wands in reverse. It's starting to deplete you. You know, it's starting to make you feel like you don't desire certain things anymore. You start to lose your gas, you know, in this circumstance. Okay. Let's get some. What am I going to get? Let's get one of these, actually. Okay. What advice do you have here for pile 3? I feel like these readings I've just been on y'all's butt. Like, that's why. That's why. Self-limiting beliefs. Negative thoughts are creating a roadblock in your life. I don't know what happened here in your past, but it is still there. It lingers, and it really affects your present and perhaps even your future. Yeah, self-limiting beliefs, believing that you're not good enough for something. What advice? Sacrifice, giving up something now for a future reward. And wisdom. Knowledge gained through experiences or from a wise counselor. And embrace. Find peace with your current state of being. There's something here that you're needing to give up, and it could be this, trying to prove something to someone else, or trying to, Are you doing the things that you're doing because that's what you really want to do? Or are you doing those things because you're wanting someone else to recognize and see that effort? You need to think about that, because you could be sacrificing the things that you do want in your own happiness in a way, just to try to get that validation, when it's not even something that's really even going to bring you happiness to begin with. This wisdom here is, there could be someone here that, I mean, it could be even in this reading, but there could be someone here that gives you some sort of advice, someone that kind of gives you some knowledge or something that you're missing, which is what this reading's about. So I hope that this is it. Because then you have embrace. And embrace means that you're trying to make peace with where things are, how things are, and how things are with you. And the fact that you have put a lot of effort into where you are. Okay. One more for advice. stress. Cleanse and detox from unnecessary commitments. You may have made this commitment to yourself that you are going to do this and that and the other to prove something to someone or to get that validation. It's almost like saying you're gonna have this huge glow up or something just so you can prove to somebody what they're missing out on, you know? So you can have that validation of what you deserve, you know, of that rejection, or someone not wanting to put in any kind of effort. Bottom of the deck is dedication. Stay dedicated to your goals, efforts that will reap success. Keep staying dedicated to your goals, but do it for yourself. And that will reap rewards. But you have to be able to acknowledge it when you see it. Reward yourself when you see it, even if it's those small goals. Okay. Let's get a message card. Spirit message card. Okay, what do you have for pile 3? Number 6, be the real you. Your greatest power comes from being who you truly are. Don't let anyone sway you from expressing your authentic self. And get your power back. Yeah, you may be feeling like you don't have as much energy, you're not just depleted in some kind of way. And it's because, like what this whole reading was about, you're not gaining the power and using it for yourself through your experiences or how much effort you're putting into things. You're gaining it and using it to prove something to someone else or another situation or to get that validation. So it's not being put back into yourself in your own experience. You see? It says, get your power back, the number 13. You have forgotten who you are. You are a child of the divine, so take back your power. 13 is death and tarot, which we had here at the bottom of the deck earlier. And again, it's that transformation. It will really change things if you can change your mindset about this. And it says, be the real you. Your greatest power comes from being who you truly are. Don't let anyone sway you from expressing your authentic self. Don't do something for yourself. Let's repeat that. Don't do something for someone else hoping that they'll recognize it. Do it for yourself. Be authentic. Be true to yourself. Do the things that you want to do despite what that other person feels, thinks, or is, or whatever. Who cares about them? Do it for yourself. Okay. Yourself is the best investment that you could ever put into. Did that make sense? I'm going to get one more for advice before I just leave y'all here, because I feel like I've been on y'all's case this whole reading. Sometimes it just needs to be heard, though. You know, sometimes these readings are important. Came out weird. Spiritual rebirth. Yeah, some of y'all may have just been feeling really down and really drained. This is the number 1, which is about a new beginning. Let go of your old self and allow the authentic self to emerge, to reunite your soul with the divine source. Something in your past has messed you up and has put you in a place to where it's just draining you. Sorry guys, I have to cut in here real quick because I wanted to include this. I want to read this message here from the book. It says, your body is sacred companion. She is the one entity that will never leave you during your journey as a human creature. She always works on your behalf to restore, heal, and create the balance that allows you to fully participate in this life. She is kind enough to let you know when things aren't working, where you need help, relief, or assistance. That kind of loyalty deserves devotion, not diminishment. Shed the weight of expectations. Trim down the thoughts of too much or not enough. Dance like your hips move mountains. Swim the mermaid channels of unbanish self-approval so that you break the surface. Your joy becomes permission for other creatures to feel the same about their own unique shape. So this really has to do with being enough and being, yourself. Self-approval. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to leave you now. I just wanted to throw that in there. You're needing to reset yourself. Your intentions. Resetting your intentions, I think, is really, really important. Why you're doing what you're doing. Who's it really for? Okay. It always seems impossible until it's done. You are in control here with this remote control. If you don't feel like it, you have the control. You can get yourself back in control. It's up to you, right? That wasn't very cash money of you. Yeah, somebody did you wrong in some way, and you're still holding on to it. It's negatively affecting you. I lost my mind. You may have. N B H I P H O T W or M. You have a K and a D. Okay. Hippo. I just heard in my head, a hip to the hop to the B to the bop, and then it reminded me of The Wedding Singer, which is an old movie. But there's an old lady in that movie that, an elderly lady, let's say that she's real tiny, and anyway, she sings that song at one part in that movie. I think it's towards the end, but anyway, I don't know, maybe that movie's relevant. Okay. So here we go. So thanks so much, guys, for being here. Thanks, of course, for all your love and support. I hope this helps. Good luck to you guys, and I hope to see you soon. Hey, Paul 4. So if you chose number 25, don your witch hat. This is going to be your reading. So we're talking about what you don't know, what you need to know, what maybe you're not seeing. So I wasn't going to read it out of the book, but when I got to y'all's reading, I thought I wanted to read it to see what it said. So I went back and I read all the other ones too, because I really am fond of the way this book's written. I think is really, I don't know, just drawing in my interest. So this says, you are the mistress of your own power. The witch's message is, trust yourself. Let no source outside of your sacred self make decisions for you. Your feelings, convictions, experiences, and inner knowledge are enough. Right now, the witch asks you, who is the ultimate judge of your worth and well-being? Is it a person or an institution outside of yourself? A belief or a shame or a limitation that you are raised to believe? Is it a society that demands your conformity? The ultimate authority is experience as embodied by you. You're being asked to devote significant energy to listening, tending, and growing the relationship with yourself. Become your own best friend in the ultimate authority on what is best for you. Okay, so what you may not be seeing, we're talking about don your witch hat. So I'm excited because we're going to use the Everyday Witch Tarot, which is one of my very first decks and one of my very favorite decks. Okay, don your witch hat. Be your own best friend. So some of you may be in a situation here where you feel like you may be conforming to others' ideas, and you may not be seeing it fully. Maybe you've been questioning that, am I going in the wrong direction? Is this my idea or someone else's? Is this really where I want to be? Is this really what I want to do? Is this really who I am? Or are you conforming to the way everyone else is, or how you want to be seen by everyone else, Okay, so tell me what pile 4 needs to know that they're not seeing. Okay. You have the High Priestess, Pisces energy, and you have an Ace of Pentacles here. You have an opportunity in front of you. You may be aware of this opportunity, you may not. You have the Five of Swords here in the reverse, which is about, you know, getting over some kind of conflict, making amends, and you have Justice on the table. So there's an opportunity for justice to play out. There's an opportunity here for you to do what you feel like's right or the best thing for you to bring justice to yourself here. You have a Page of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. You may have been procrastinating this. You may have been in a place to where some of you, this is about asking for guidance or help. You may have been afraid of what you look like or what you will look like. You've been procrastinating something, or you've been in a place to where you've been putting something off. Tell me about this High Priestess. Libra, Pisces, Four of Cups in the reverse. There's something here that you know isn't going on in your head. It's like been stewing, it's been going on in there, but it's almost like you've not wanted to focus on it. You know, you've not wanted to think about it, or you've not had to focus on it. But it hasn't gone away, it's still there. Like that thought is there. Something that you've been thinking. Something that you've been like, some kind of an emotional cycle that you keep recreating. And you're wanting to break free from that. You know, this is where you have the self-awareness that there's something that needs to change, I feel like. Why is this Ace of Pentacles here? There's an opportunity to express yourself. You have a Page of Pentacles. There's an opportunity for you to express yourself. I feel like this is an opportunity that comes when you're ready. Why is this Five of Swords in the reverse? The Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. You've been kind of sitting back and thinking about this and taking a minute to yourself and kind of giving this some thought, not putting a lot of energy into anything, but just kind of thinking. And I think that you've been there for long enough, you know that it's time to move on from something. Like, it's time to move on from this. It's time to move on from this. I've been sitting here long enough. This could even be like a particular environment or place or thing, you know, where it's like, I am very well aware that I keep repeating the same cycle in this situation, and I know that I need to do something about it. Stop doing stuff for other people. I need to be my own friend here and pick up myself and drag myself through this, drag myself out of this. I'm the one that can give myself the justice that I deserve. Okay. But I think that there's some fear, or there's maybe even an idea or knowledge that you maybe have been procrastinating this because you didn't want to feel lack. So whatever this has to do with, there's like basically the chance that you may go backwards, or the chance that you may feel a loss or lack, has been keeping you from making this decision or moving forward. This could be like a fear of rejection, or knowing that you're going to have to like not have as much as you have now. This would be like, you know, you're stuck in a job, but you don't really like it there. You hate it. You know, the people are just horrible to work with. You just don't like your environment that you're in. It's super toxic, but they pay you really good money. Well, you get another chance to do another opportunity somewhere else, something that you would like, you would enjoy, but you know that by doing that, you're going to take a pay cut. And it's like, I've been procrastinating this, but I really don't like this energy I'm in, and I know it keeps like going to the same place. I keep like experiencing the same thing. I've got to do something about this. I've got to change myself. I got to do something to change the situation. I've thought about it long enough. I need to express myself. Well, you're going to get that opportunity. You have the Hermit here, Virgo energy. Again, you've thought a lot about this. Thought so much about this. Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Ten of Pentacles. This is like knowing that your priorities are gonna have to change, and maybe you haven't been wanting to do that. You know, I think some of you may have been just kind of in this comfort zone here. The Star in reverse. The Six of Swords in the reverse. Needing to change the cycle, needing to change the pattern that you've been in is important. Because you're starting to fall into a place where you feel like you're never going to get what you want out of something. You're never going to get to where you want. You're starting to get very pessimistic attitude. And you're recognizing that about yourself. You're also aware that whatever you're wanting, you're never going to get from where you are. Six of Swords in the reverse here with that page of, this is about expressing yourself when it comes to, like, this is the conflict here that you're having to go back to and really speak your truth, express yourself when it comes to that conflict in order to get to a more comfortable or better place. And this is what you've been kind of putting off. Because it just, you didn't want to have to face the consequences of expressing yourself, expressing your truth. The Page of Pentacles in the reverse. It's hard for you to do this for yourself. I think it's really hard for you to put yourself first, to like be in a position to where you know something's not working and you need to make those changes for yourself. I think that you usually put everyone else's, how they're going to feel about it, everything else or everyone else, how everyone else is going to feel or react or whatever about it before yourself. And this is the pattern that needs to stop. Why is the Hermit here with Justice? King of Wands. That's Sagittarius. Or Leo, Aries, could be. You have Aquarius down here. I don't know if I said that. This is stepping up to the plate. This is like doing some soul searching about what you need to do for yourself and how you're going to obtain what you need to. Like you have the knowledge and information about this, about how to do what you want to do. I think this is like you already have this plan or this idea or this direction. You've had to find the courage to do it. Tell me more about this Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Six of Pentacles in the reverse. I think you have a really hard time like giving to yourself, giving something back to yourself. This is what you've been afraid of here. Being like taking something away from someone else or not being generous, not giving away something. Doing something for yourself. That's what this whole reading is about. There may be family involved here with this Ten of Pentacles. There's something to do with an imbalance around family, your priorities, family. A Chariot in reverse. Maybe others rely on you, and that's why you've been so hesitant here. Not knowing which direction to take with this. Because you've been afraid of leaving someone out in the cold or being left out in the cold. What advice do you have for Pile 4 about this situation? What advice do you have for Pile 4 about this situation? Death in reverse. You just keep repeating the same cycle over and over. This is time for something to change. The Hierophant in reverse. Whatever situation you're in, it doesn't fit with your morals or your values. You know that it doesn't. Stop doing it. That's kind of what this is saying. The Ace of Cups in reverse. For some of y'all, this could have to do with a relationship. This is like you're not showing yourself the love that you deserve or you need. Someone else, you're not getting your needs met there. Tell me about death in reverse for advice. You have the Magician. This is all in your hands. You are in control of this. You're in control of whatever's going on here with you. You're in control. You have an opportunity. You have justice on the table. It's up to you if you want to make this fair for yourself or not. We have a Nine of Pentacles here. This is kind of like insinuating you're never going to find that like peaceful place or that comfortable place until you do what you need to do here. There's something here that you're doing that it doesn't feel right to you. It's not okay, you know? Why is this Ace of Cups in the reverse for advice? Queen of Swords. Put your foot down. You got to put your foot down on this. This is not okay. Whatever's going on here, it's not okay. Somebody's taking advantage of you. Situation's taking advantage of you. You keep repeating the same cycle. This is a situation that's in balance. It's not giving. It's like somebody giving giving somebody 10 pentacles and they're just giving you 2. Like that, you need to do something about this to set this right. Or you're just going to keep repeating the same thing over and over and over. Be your own best friend here and put your foot down on the situation and show yourself the love that you deserve. Walk away. 8 of Cups. Wow. Walk away. Walk away. That's easy for me to say. It's just sitting here reading y'all the energy. But I do feel like that there's something that's been like, this is an indecisive energy because of the foundation that's here. Because of it being family. Because you've been here for such a long time. Because you have something solid here. But is it something solid and good? Or is it just something solid that's comfortable? You know? Advice. Advice, advice, advice. These readings I have been on y'all's butt today. I've been on your butt. I'm going to have to put trigger warnings all over this reading. And then probably not going to get very many views. Maybe I won't use these. I don't know, that was fun. What advice do you have for pile 4 here? Sacrifice. Giving up something now for a future reward. Ask your angels. Seek the divine. Your angels want to support you. Resolving issues. Solving inner conflict with others. Healing past trauma. Some of y'all, this is like simply just expressing yourself, bringing something up, and then making a choice with whatever you get from that. Declutter. Let go of the old items. Create a new sacred space for yourself. I was feeling that here too in the beginning of your reading. It's like out with the old, in with the new, or not like if it's a relationship or whatever. It's just this feeling of needing to shed what's not serving you, shed what's not been working. That death in reverse. It's like the same thing just keeps on repeating itself over and over, and the only way to break that cycle is to change the pattern. It's like that. And success. It's your time to shine. Success from what you pour your heart into. Yeah. Okay, let's get a message from Spirit. What do you have advice-wise for pile 4 here? With don your witch hat. We have number 9. Don't give up on love. A relationship that you cherish can be healed. Allow me to clear the way for your forgiveness so that love can thrive again. For some of you, this has to do with speaking up, expressing yourself when it comes to some sort of conflict that's here. Yeah, resolving the issues that are here. But for others of y'all, this has to do with just, I feel like just giving back more to yourself than what you've been giving to everyone else. Ooh. Number 2, angels of healing are with you. A time of healing is about to bless your life. Accept Archangel Raphael's emerald green light while I enhance your strength. Yeah. You do have success right around the corner, but I think it comes along with this. When you get an opportunity to give justice back to yourself, that's an opportunity for you to do what's best for yourself, to stand up for yourself, to speak your truth, to help put yourself in the path that's right for you, that's meant for you, that's aligned with you. That's what this is doing, but you're in control of that. And this may have to do with emotionally detaching from something that has been really, really weighing on you. It's really blocking you from the success, perhaps even from the love you deserve. Okay. Golly, these readings, I'm telling y'all, were not what I was thinking they were going to be like at all. Oh, you have an O that fell out of the bowl. So you have the peach, always makes me think about Georgia. The song Georgia just started playing in my head. You have the astronaut, so outside of your comfort zone. This is like way outside of your comfort zone here. Live in the present. There's an I that's stuck here. Never had that happen. Don't worry about things that you can't control. Q, E, W, or M. Well, you have both actually. T, L, S, O, another O, and an I. It's just the back of that. And a R. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna leave you here. These have worn me out. I feel like I've just been lecturing. Hope these weren't too triggering. Thanks, guys, for being here. Thank y'all so much for your love and support. I really appreciate y'all, and hope this helps. Good luck, and I hope to see you soon.